welcome back. In this video, I will be showing you on how to cut your dog's nails. White nails are usually easier to cut, as you can see the red line on their nail, but black nails aren't all that hard. You just gotta learn how to do it. So Panda has just freshly been bathed, and I just blow dried her, so she's looking nice and fluffy. After a bath is the best time to cut your dog nails because the nails will, from being in the water, will kind of soften a bit. So it's really the best time, and it's easier to cut. Panda's being such a good girl and so cooperative. She gets a yummy snack. So there is 5 recommended things I will recommend you use. Come here, Panda. To start cutting their nails. First thing is treats, and this to just keep them distracted, or just cut a paw and then give a couple treats, and then this will just make cutting their nails fun. You want this as fun as possible. Panda. Hey, Dad. Good girl. So you want this to be lots of fun. Okay. I will make my own treats as I find it healthier, cheaper, and you know what you're putting into the treats. And a lot of treats actually lie about what's inside their bag. And if you ever look at the ingredients to your backyard treats, very unhealthy. So so lots of treats is what you're going to want. Wait, Panda. Lay down. Lay down. Okay, stay. Stay. Second thing is obviously some nail clippers. So, lay down. Stay. So you're gonna want some nail clippers. Now these work pretty good. They're like strong nail clippers. I'm gonna try and find them, put them in the description. Now I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to find right ones, but I'll try to find the best ones I can find that are some good clippers. The third thing is you're going to need is, this is basically just a nail filer. And the reason you want a nail filer is because when you cut their nail is going to be straight. And those sides of the nails are going to have some sharp curves. So if your dog jumps on you with those flat nails, that will be really painful. So you just want to kind of even those nails out when you're done with cutting. The fourth thing you're going to need is a brush, just because it's good to brush your dog's hair when you're done. Keep them nice and fluffy, and it's good to brush your dog very often, really depending on what breed you have. But most breeds, you should brush your dog quite frequently. And the fifth thing you're going to want, which I don't have currently, is but I would recommend you getting it, is just some dog paw balm. Panda, come here. Little troublemaker. That's some paw balm, and the reason you want some of that balm is because dogs, especially in the wintertime, the summer you still need to, dogs' paws will get very dry on the bottom. It's touching like snow and all that stuff. So it's super recommended in the winter, especially dogs are outside a lot, like, if you have Newfoundland or Great Pyrenees or dogs like that are always in the snow, highly recommend you get some dog paw balm. And every time you bathe them or you cut their nails, just put some of that on, or even when you're brushing them, just put a little dab of that on their paws, and that will keep it from drying out. That stuff can be quite expensive, but you can home make your own dog paw balm, and I'm gonna try and do that later. Pandas' paws don't really get that dried out quite often. A lot of breeds dry out more frequently than others. Like a lot of breeds that are not used to being in snow, but then they go in the snow while not being used to it, they can dry out a lot faster too. So yeah, those are the 5 things you're going to need. So let's get into cutting them. Okay, so when you start off with cutting, your nails. Oh goodness, baby. So your dog nails. Oh, if you're scared they're going to bleed, and I'm sure that's why you came to watch this video, because you don't want your dog's nails to bleed. So you just gotta be really careful on that. Now, if your dog's nails bleed, what you're going to want to do, so when you're first starting to cut off your nails, when you're not used to it, I'll keep out like a bowl of cornstarch, and so if their nail bleeds, you just dip that in the cornstarch, and that will stop the bleeding. If you don't have cornstarch on hand, I believe baking soda you can use, and I think flour, but I'm not for certain. But I know cornstarch will stop the bleeding, so keep out a bowl of cornstarch. So this is Panda. She has white nails, so I'm going to start off with her. Then I'll show you another dog which has black nails. But yeah, so let me show you her nails. I haven't cut them in a while. I'll be completely honest. I've been busy, but I try to cut them as frequently as often. One tip I need to add is the more often you cut them. So the thing is that there's a pink line on the paw here, and I can see there's a pink line, and so if you cut up to where that pink line is, your dog's nail is gonna bleed. So you want to go lower than that pink line. But when you're cutting your dog's nails frequently, the line, let me show you. So let me see. So there's, oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see. Okay, it's a little hard to see, but the pink line's probably about there. So all that can be cut off. But once you cut that off, that pink line is going to automatically lower down. So the more frequently you cut your nails, that pink line is going to go lower and lower. So you want to cut your nails very frequently, and when you cut those frequently, you can cut them a lot shorter because the line is going to go shorter. So you don't want to cut too much, obviously, but the more you cut, then yeah, you can cut like that much, and the next time I can probably cut that much, and it will just like really lower. But you want to pay close attention to that pink line. Like make sure you do not cut too much. And even when you get good at it and you feel confident, you still need to be really careful. And you might feel so confident you're like, it's okay to cut more off, but just be very, very careful. So let's see here. Okay, my phone does not want to focus. Okay, so there. So all that I can cut off, but that pink line is all right there. So if I cut her nails more frequently, that pink line is going to lower down a bit more, and then you would be able to cut their nails even shorter. So yeah, I'm just going to chop off before that line. So right there, I can cut off. And then then it's another thing here. Let me show you. It's inside this nail. Let me see. Come on. Okay, so in this nail, let me see. It's kind of hard to see. But you see there is like that nail, and if you can see inside there is that stuff, like inside there is what you don't want to cut. You don't want to cut that, what you can see inside there, because then it will start bleeding. But that nail all right there is okay to cut. So once you get down to that is what you do not want to cut. Okay. Okay, so my phone wasn't focusing very well, so not sure if you could see very well on that, but yeah. So we're just going to cut, as I explained, some of your nails kind of, hey, you're fine, have more of what I was showing you inside the nail. Some of them is more out, so I can only cut off a tiny bit. But yeah. Panda, stay still. Hey. So let's see here. Focus. Okay, see, there is a lot of that skin inside there. So this nail, I can only cut off a small amount, just like the tip. But, yeah, the red line all isn't too bad, but as you can see inside there, so, yeah. So, let's get cutting. I'm gonna give her a treat because she's being such a good girl, isn't she? Okay. Lay down. Good girl. Stay. Stay. I know you want more. But I'm just going to cut off before that line. Girl, I'm just going to basically chop that up. Be very careful. Now, I know there is a block here, but you're gonna want to go way before that. That's just a stopper, but it really does nothing. So don't be like, that's really, like, you want that to stay there, but you know, don't think it's gonna do much. So you want to be very careful on how much you're cutting off. And yeah, I'm just gonna chop that off. And then, yeah, just be very careful. Okay, I think I can get a little more off here. And, once you're, like, after you get a snitch off there, you kind of just want to very, very slowly get a tiny more. I just take a tiny bit at a time. So if it happens to bleed, I don't take off like a ton, if that makes any sense. Come on. Yeah, and this nail is gonna only get a tiny bit. There's a lot of skin going on there. And this nail. Okay. So I don't really look at the pink line all that much. I usually look from the thing that I told you about, from the inside of the nail skin. You can also get some scissors and kind of cut that paw hair down, and that will make grooming a little bit easier. You can trim up the top too, but be careful because sometimes it can make it look funky if you kind of mess up or whatever from the front there. Yes, you can. So these are the nails before, and then after I cut them, I'll show you after. Now you can see that's flat, so those do need to be filed. is your nails, like I showed you how that skin is inside the nail hair. That pink line is gonna go down, after you cut them. When you come back, that line's gonna go down a little bit. One thing is that skin underneath, for the most part, is just gonna stay. So you gotta be very careful. You're not cutting that stuff inside the nail. So stay watching out for that. And now let's get filing. So you just want to go kind of like making it straight out, and smoothing that out. One thing is, if your dog digs a lot, that is good. That is gonna file the nails down a lot, and so that is really good thing. Panda does dig a bit, so that kind of files down her nails. You'll still need to cut them now and then. Well, some dogs don't ever cut their nails, people, because they'll dig a lot. But most of the time, you'll still have to cut them now and then.
She's so chill.
Tell you about filing is a lot of people will use an electric filer, and in my opinion, I don't recommend that. I've never tried it, but in my perspective, I wouldn't use that because it's loud, it freaks the dogs out, is one reason. That's not the main reason though. The main reason is so the reason I don't recommend electric nail filers is it's cutting down filing down those dogs' nails, and it can get to the point where your dog's nails can start to bleed, and you hand filing the nails yourself, it's you know how much you're cutting, you know how much you can cut, and filing it, it's just, you can go too short, and that can bleed quickly. One thing though is when you're cutting your dog's nails, get that cornstarch, put the nail in, and it should stop bleeding as soon as you do that. If it's at the point where you put the cornstarch on the nail and it's bleeding through it, if it's a situation like that, then you're going to want probably to take it to the vet if it's in that situation. But usually you put that right in this cornstarch and it should stop right away. But if it's really bleeding out, then you'll probably have to take it to the vet. So I was cutting Panda's nails, and she is really relaxed. She's getting sleepy. I got all Panda's nails filed, and they're feeling nice and smooth. And yeah, Panda does have some thick nails because she's an Austrian Shepherd. And Austrian Shepherds have thick nails, but not all that bad. Come here, Panda. Come here. Time to brush her now, real quick. Now you gotta be really careful on what you brush Austrian Shepherds with, as they have two coats. One coat is their winter coat, and then they have a summer coat. So they shed for so they shed 2 times a year for 6 months straight. So yes, they shed 12 months a year technically, but that was when they shed for 6 months in the winter and then 6 months in the summer. And yeah, so you gotta be really careful on not getting certain brushes because they have 2 coats, and you do not want to cut those coats off. If you cut, you do not want to shave your dog, you do not want to groom them, you don't want to really cut their hair. Just the thin layers, okay? Panda, come here. Come here. Come! She's trying to get cozy. Come here. Come on. Come on. So, yeah, just be careful on the brush you use for your Australian Shepherd. And, you know, just, like, not cut their hair too much. But, maybe I'll do another video about that later, but I'm not going to focus on Aussie's hair. This is about their nails. But do beware about not getting, like, a brush that is not good for them. It's also not good to brush your Aussie too quite often. I brush her probably like once a week, but on most breeds you can brush every single day, but for her, I'll just do like once a week because I don't want to pull all that hair out. Like for like a golden retriever or breeds like that, it is okay to brush every day because they shed like crazy in the summer. Now in the winter, I usually won't brush them too often, but crazy in the summer. So yeah, just careful not to brush them too often. This brush is pretty cool. See, you get your hair, and you push that, and then the hair just comes off, and it's nice. So, I'm gonna have to show you on how to cut a dog with black nails tomorrow because I was gonna show you with Simba's nails here, but he actually has light nails. Only 2 of his nails are black, but I can't really show you because they're white, but then they have 2 black lines on it. Here, let me show you what they look like. It's really weird because there's like a mixture of half. His dad had his dad mostly has light nails, but then he has a couple black, and then his mom had all black nails, so really weird. So this is what his nails look like. It's really weird. Oh my goodness, my phone won't focus. But they're white, and then it's just a black strip on the top. So they're not technically black. So I'll have to show you with another dog tomorrow. Sorry guys, I wasn't able to finish the video, but I'll do another video later on how to cut dogs that have black nails. But I wasn't able to finish it, but I will do that later and show you with our other dog. And thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll try and do that within the next couple of months. Try to get that video, and comment below if this is helpful, and subscribe for more. Okay, so 4 things you're going to need. First thing is treats to keep them distracted, and so I'll just give. Oh my goodness, she's so. Yes, I will. Come here, Panda. Come here, Panda. Come here. Come here. Panda. I'm talking to you. Come. Oh my goodness. Is she ignoring me? She's scared of you. Are you just gonna roll and get spilly ribs? Mrs. Come here, Mrs. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Please.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Gotcha. Gotcha.